Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope you had a great day overall, man. Back at y'all with some more boxing talk. I hope everybody's doing well. You feel what I'm saying? I hope everybody had a great start to their week. We got some things that we currently need to discuss that's going on in the boxing world. We're going to speak about Turki Alalshikh possibly attempting to find his way towards Gervonta Davis. Then we're going to also get into Tank and Jake Paul competing at 195 pounds. All right, man, we're going to have this conversation. Then obviously we're going to get into our open boxing topics as always, man. I hope everybody's doing well, like I've said multiple times already. Shout out to everybody that's in the comment section so far. The comment section is packed. Shout out to the boy Forever Dedicated. He said Tank can't make 195 if he fucking tried. Dude will be slow. Very true. Simple boxing in the building. Thoughts on Tank reposting depressing quotes? I don't know. I don't know. Really don't care. They ain't got nothing to do with boxing, brother. He probably got some shit going on. Pedro, what up? Marissa, what up? I'm doing well, Marissa. I hope everything is good with you. Of course, I'm excited because tomorrow I get my son after not having him for the weekend. So, I'm really looking forward to that. Southwest Dice says, remember Tank was hot in the dark saying Eddie ain't know how to reach Al. Now look, seems like Turki Alalshikh is getting closer and closer to Al. and considering the fact that PBC starting to, collab with, rumors of them collabing with Top Rank and Golden Boy, seems like it's only a matter of time before Al Heyman and Turki Alalshikh have a sit down and have some type of conversation about some type of business. You feel what I'm saying? So we're going to see exactly how that goes. Coffee Plant, what up? He said, I definitely see Tank and Turki working together. If he's seen a bag in Jake Paul, what makes you think Turki won't offer him a bigger one? I mean, that's a fact. We just seen Turki Alalshikh intercept the fight from Jake Paul, with Canelo Alvarez. You feel what I'm saying? So, Turki Alalshikh don't got a problem putting the bag up, especially if he feel like, somebody in the way or whatever the case is. He will find a way to, get somebody's attention with the type of money that he puts to the table. But I'm glad that you brought that up, Coffee, because, I might have to put on my conspiracy hat, later on, during this live. Hit the likes on the way in, absolutely. Marlon, what up? Boxing expert, what up? Ralph, what up? Seems like everybody's in the building. Oh, shit, I must have got y'all notifications. I think I know what it is, man. I think I got to make my announcements earlier so it could, reach out to more accounts quicker and, all that good shit. Yeah, so let's get a let me see. What you mean? What's Simba X? Let me see. Oh yeah, that depressing quote shit. Yeah, that's not something I really get into, brother. Like, that shit ain't got nothing to do with boxing. You feel me? I don't really like to get into dudes' personal life. I like to speak about, unless it affects like the boxing side, like somebody getting arrested or, whatever the case is, I don't even really like to speak on that. But if it affects boxing or a fight that's possibly coming up, we'll speak on it. You feel what I'm saying? But let's get into these topics, man. Hit the like button. So, Turki Alalshikh seems like he found his way over to Gervonta Davis's longtime trainer, Coach Calvin Ford, and it's for positive reasons. You feel what I'm saying? Let me actually pull this up for y'all to see right now because I think it was pretty dope, man. Anything that involves, helping out kids or especially ones that come from impoverished sections of, cities and shit like that. I find that very like, how can I say this? I love to see that. You feel what I'm saying? Considering the fact that I came from a very impoverished neighborhood in Philadelphia and not having like, the richest childhood, you feel what I'm saying? It was always dope when like during the summer when the city would come and drop off like, free meals and stuff like that. And, I always liked the fact that there was people who actually looked out for us. You feel what I'm saying? So I remember like we used to have fun days in school. They'll pile up all like the dress down day money that we'll put up, and then we'll have a fun day. Like I just like being shown, that people actually care. You feel what I'm saying? And we do the same thing at Pivot Boxing Academy. We give out food, clothes. We do whatever we can to try to help our community. You feel what I'm saying? So when I see what's going on with Coach Calvin. Coach Calvin has historically done whatever he can to, you know, help the kids out that, you know, come from his community or his boxing gym. I know this for a fact because I'm gonna tell y'all something. I was actually setting up an interview with Coach Calvin Ford. This was months ago. This is probably like 4 or 5 months ago. And my dad has his number, so they was talking back and forth on the phone or whatever the case is. And Coach Calvin said that he couldn't do an interview at the moment. So I'm like, damn, why he can't? Like, what's going on? The reason why he wasn't able to do the interview at the moment was because he donated like his name for a certain amount of time. I don't even know how you could do this, but it was really interesting when I heard him talk about it. This is way before the Roach fight. So this probably was the end of 2024. But like he donated his name for a certain amount of time. So the money that was generated off of his name could be used to purchase a bus to help the kids travel to like amateur events and tournaments and shit like that. So when I heard that, I was like, damn, oh, yo, that's actually pretty fucking dope. I didn't even know that you could do that. So, you know, that was one of very few times where I was told no, but I actually was okay with him telling me no. You feel what I'm saying? I don't like to take no for an answer. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's like a harmless interview or whatever the case is. But Coach Calvin does that much for the community, so I got a whole lot of respect for him. You know what I'm saying? Which is even more mind-boggling to me that Tank treats Calvin how the way he treats him. You feel me? But you know, that's a completely different topic. So let's actually pull this video up right here because this was really cool to see, man. And Turki Alalshikh definitely went out of his way to do so because, you know, Turki Alalshikh is you know, affiliated with Saudi Arabia. You know, so for him to reach out to people out in Baltimore, Maryland, in a completely different country and do what he can to help the kids, you know, that's pretty dope. So let's actually get into this video.
Let's go into up the box. 1, 2, 3. Landed in Upton Gym. Energy is crazy.
Look like Box Raw was giving out gear. Ring Magazine was giving out gloves. So it looks like clothes. Keep the shirt. Look like they doing some free boxing lessons.
Boxing can actually heal you from a lot of frustration that you got on your mind. So the words of that, don't sit still. Keep it moving.
So it looks like Boxing is Love, Ring Magazine, and Box Raw all came together to help out Coach Calvin with like an event that he had going on in his gym. From what I saw in that video, looked like they was giving out shirts, boxing equipment, stuff like that. And obviously, y'all know that Turki Alalshikh is the one who owns Ring Magazine, so he played a part in it, you know. And he actually posted the video on his own personal account, so that's dope to see. Now, what we need to talk about, in all honesty, is why did why did Turki Alalshikh do this? Why did he choose, out of all the boxing gyms that he could have reached out to in the UK, Saudi Arabia, the United States, why did he go specifically to Uptown Boxing Gym in Baltimore, Maryland, where one of the most popular fighters in the world, you know, came up out of, and Gervonta Tank Davis? You feel what I'm saying? Now, Gervonta Davis, a Muslim brother, Turki Alalshikh, a Muslim brother, you would have thought that they would have had a good relationship, you know, already, or there should have been some type of positive communications. But it's obviously been a situation where Tank hasn't really been too enthused about Turki Alalshikh. He's referred to, you know, some type of corruption having to do with Turki Alalshikh, saying that like he played with scorecards, you know, with the Hamza Shiraz fight. You know, he said that he needed a couple Ferraris before he talked to Turki Alalshikh. And he even said that he felt like Turki Alalshikh was on Devin Haney's side. And he I don't know, he just isn't very trusting of Turki Alalshikh. You feel what I'm saying? They haven't had the best, you know, dynamic thus far. But it seems like there's a certain type, there's a little switch up that's going on right now. It seems like Turki Alalshikh, who might have took it personal at one point in time, is really looking to make some type of amends with Gervonta Davis, or even if they don't like each other, come to some type of terms where they could do some type of business together. Gervonta Davis will be rematching Lamont Roach in August. I believe it's August 16th. You know what I'm saying? At the T-Mobile Arena or whatever. So he's occupied as of right now. But Turki Alalshikh has no problem with making fights while a fighter already has a fight locked in. You feel what I'm saying? We've already seen that happen. So I think Turki Alalshikh is moving in a calculated way. I personally believe that he did that purposely to try to get Gervonta Davis's attention. Him going to Upton Boxing Gym and doing what he did for the kids over there. Maybe that'll put Gervonta Davis in a mindset where it's like, oh, all right, that was actually pretty nice of Turki Alalshikh to do that. You feel what I'm saying? So maybe he'll be more open to communication in the future. You feel what I'm saying? So it looked like Turki like, yo, come on, man. Like, it's all love over here. It ain't what you think it is. You know what I mean? Look what I'm doing for your community over here in Baltimore. And, Gervonta looks at himself as a Baltimore legend. And he says that means more to him than actually being an all-time great in boxing. Those are his words, not mine. You know what I'm saying? He don't really care about his boxing legacy. He cares more about his legacy just being a Baltimore native. You feel me? So if you got Turki Alalshikh contributing to the community that you grew up in and helping the kids that came out of the same city, same neighborhood as you, then you know what I mean? You should be okay with it. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what I say. Does Coach Calvin have his own gym? Not that I know of. Upton Boxing Gym is a recreational center from what I understand. Turki and Tank, a couple of freaks, should be a match made in heaven. That's crazy. Arrow says the only reason why Tank is reluctant to work with Turki is because Tank thinks it will be disloyal to Al Heyman. But Morrell and Roley already fought on PBC, already fought on, I guess you meant to say Riyadh. So Roley and Morrell disloyal to Al? Not necessarily, bro. Like, I never looked at it as disloyalty. I think that Tank was just using that whole loyalty perspective to try to get that heat off of him for not wanting to work with Turki. Because he can't say, oh, there ain't no money over there. That for one of the things that Gervonta Davis was saying was, they fighting over there in Riyadh. They working with Turki Alalshikh because they can't sell over here. Well, that was completely disproven with Canelo Alvarez, working with Turki Alalshikh, because Canelo is like the biggest seller in the U.S. He's a bigger star than Gervonta Davis at this point in time. I think we could just look at the numbers and just throw that away right away. You feel what I'm saying? So Tank can't really say that anymore because Canelo, who's the biggest star in boxing in terms of numbers, is signed with Turki. So what else is he going to say? Oh, well, I'm loyal to Al. I'm loyal to Al. Al is clearly okay with fighters from his stable working with Turki Alalshikh as long as it makes sense and his fighters are in a good position. You feel what I'm saying? David Morrell worked with Turki Alalshikh. Rolly Romero worked with Turki Alalshikh. As far, I think Carlos Adames is with PBC, or I'm tripping. It looks like Carlos Adames is with PBC. So if we keeping it 1,000, you know what I'm saying? Multiple fighters from PBC have worked with Turki Alalshikh in the past. So obviously it isn't disloyal, because if this was really if this was viewed as disloyal, I'm sure Al Heyman or PBC would have made it clear that these guys didn't have their approval. You feel me? And in all honesty, I'm sure legal actions would have taken course if they went and took a fight without PBC's consent. For example, when Ryan Garcia was trying to do that exhibition with that kickboxer, Golden Boy didn't approve of it because they didn't approve of the fight being made. So what did Golden Boy do? They sent the cease and desist letter over to them. It was like, you just can't be making. We have the rights to Ryan Garcia. You just can't be out here making fights without our consent. The same thing could happen on the PBC side. You feel what I'm saying? So every angle that Gervonta Davis has taken ain't really valid. You feel what I mean? It really ain't valid. And when when PBC and Riyadh Caesar really start working together, like really collabing, Tank is gonna be stuck, man. He gonna be stuck with very little excuse. But then by the time that probably comes together, Tank will probably be announcing his retirement, y'all. He might be announcing his retirement, but I do think Turki Alalshikh strategically sent his company over to Upton Boxing Gym and contributed to the community, which is dope. You know what I mean? What he did was very nice of him. That was very generous of him. But, you know, he wasn't just doing it to be generous, if you feel what I'm saying. That was strategic, in my opinion. And I personally believe that was a move made, very calculated move on Turki Alalshikh's part to get Gervonta Davis's attention, or at least warm him up to the idea to working with Turki Alalshikh, Riyadh Caesar, Ring Magazine. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe Turki want Tank to be a brand ambassador for Ring Magazine. This is all calculated. Yo, in business, shit is rarely done, you know, off of the love. No, there's something that they want in return, especially in business. You feel what I'm saying? Blue Blood Sports TV. Shout out to the boy Blue Blood, man. I appreciate you coming through and showing love. You know what I mean? That's a big channel right there. So whenever I get big channels on here, you know what I mean? I feel humbled. You feel what I'm saying? He said Turki was there too, and Tank will be just fine. Oh, Turki was there? I didn't see Turki in the video that they put together. Maybe that, you know, that slipped past me, but regardless, that's dope. And Blue Blood, what do you mean by Tank will be just fine? In terms of what? If you could elaborate, brother, that would be very much appreciated. But anyways, that's just my personal take on the situation, and maybe that's the start of a positive relationship between Turki and Tank. So that's dope. You feel what I mean? I didn't really like Tank's like whole approach with Turki Alalshikh in the beginning. I think like as a businessman, you know, that he claims to be. Oh, that was a fake account. Oh, damn, really? He need to get smacked with the wrench for all that, man. That's fucked up. Motherfucker threw me for a loop. That motherfucker threw me for a loop.
That, man, that's fucked up.
Yeah. Damn, why the fake Blue Blood do me like that, man? Yeah, that's definitely a fake account. That's crazy. That shit came out today, too. Nigga did me dirty. Trick my dumb ass. But anyways, shout out to the Ranch Gang for taking care of that for me, man. Yeah, that might very possibly be real talk because he is a weirdo like that. But anyways, let's keep this shit boxing. You feel me? Speaking of Gervonta Davis, but like I said, just to close off that one topic right there, Turki Alalshikh doing what he need to do. In my opinion, in hopes of, you know, solidifying some type of business relationship with Gervonta Davis, is one of the biggest stars in boxing, and Turki Alalshikh happens to work with some guys that he can make some mega fights with, aka Shakur Stevenson. Now, shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. If y'all can go ahead and hit the like button, let's hit the like button, y'all. I only see 13 likes. Come on, we got 20 people in the building. We need 20 likes. Let's get it popping. And we about to hit that 2,900 mark too, man. Y'all motherfucker. I think y'all want me to hit that milestone. It's all right. We're gonna get that within I think by the end of this week, we should hit that 2,900 mark. You feel me? So that's dope to see. But anyways, so shout out to Ariel Helwani, man. He's been out here doing some great interviews and stuff like that, as he always does. He ended up doing an interview with Jake Paul, who has a fight coming up against Chavez Jr. I believe in like 4 weeks, in like another month or so. So, you know, that I guess the boy Jake Paul just getting ready for his fight. I seen the little training camp video he's putting together. He's training hard. Chavez Jr., I don't know exactly what he's getting into, but considering his circumstances and how fucked up his career has been, I think he should take this training camp serious, because if he loses to a guy like Jake Paul, who just started boxing, when he's been in boxing his whole life and you know, grew up his whole life, the son of a legend, that'll be really embarrassing. He's been embarrassed enough, but I think this will be the nail in the coffin in terms of his career. Now, Ariel Helwani had asked Jake Paul a whole bunch of questions about all these different fighters that he's linked with: Carl Froch, Darren Till, Nate Diaz. He was talking about everybody and their mom, but then he ended up bringing up the Gervonta Davis situation, which in my personal opinion, what I wanted to hear in that whole interview. And they ended up bringing it up. And let me actually pull the video up. Let me actually pull this video up. I got the time frame right here. Let me actually pull that up. This happened at 13:25. He answers the question about possibly facing Gervonta Davis. I want you guys to hear it if y'all haven't already.
You know, you would have some intel after Canelo obviously, you know, didn't materialize. Was the next one Tank?
Yeah. I mean, that was on the 1 yard line as well, but he has to rematch.
The reference he's making in terms of like the 1 yard line was how close they were to the fight being made. So the fight being finalized, being the end zone, and the 1 yard line and the end zone is right next to each other. So he was saying basically before the Gervonta Davis fight was being spoken about, that the fight between him and Canelo Alvarez was literally on the verge of being done, but Turki Alalshikh intercepted the fight. He completely intercepted the fight. And y'all about to see how I'm about to wrap both of these topics up right here. I think y'all going to see what I'm getting at soon. But Jake Paul says that they offered to take away Canelo Alvarez's $300 million fight deal if he chose to fight Jake Paul. You feel what I'm saying? So Canelo Alvarez did what he usually do. He put on his businessman hat, and he did what was best for him financially. You feel what I'm saying? Would you risk $300 million going down the drain to fight a fucking YouTuber and Jake Paul? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It don't even make sense for Canelo, who's been at the top of the game for, you know, well over a decade. It makes no sense for him to be stooping to fucking Jake Paul's level to get a paycheck. For all that, you might as well be getting these paychecks fighting legitimate fighters, in my opinion. You feel me? But let's rewind back. I'm gonna go back to what they was talking about because Ariel asked a good question.
Obviously, you know, didn't materialize. Was the next one Tank?
Yeah. I mean, that was on the 1 yard line as well, but he has to rematch, you know, Lamont Roach. He wants to get that back. And then we'll be back in discussions with Mr. Gervonta. But man, this is the nature of boxing. You have massive fights on the 1 yard line and things just fall through.
As you're watching, like, he was a gigantic.
No, this is exactly why. Like, this is exactly why I'm gonna be rooting for Lamont. I ain't even going to play with you, bro. I ain't about to sit here and cap, bro. You know, and you know this channel has been consistently labeled as like a Gervonta hate channel when it's really in reality a Gervonta accountability channel. I want to see Gervonta getting these. I want to see him do these big fights. I want to see him care about his fucking career. I want him to be legacy driven, but he refuses to do all of the above, right? So as a result, I've been criticizing him, as you should be, because I'm not a yes man at the fucking end of the day. If I see some bullshit, I'm going to call it out. And I feel like if you're doing something to be detrimental towards the sport of boxing, I'm going to call you out 10 times out of 10. You feel me? So this man, Jake Paul, is saying that after or assuming that Tank defeats Lamont Roach in the rematch in August, he'll be negotiating with him to get a fight done at the end of the year. This needs to be destroyed. This really needs to be destroyed, bro. Like, the whole idea of this motherfucker fighting Gervonta Davis, bro, who are literally, what Tank fight at? 35, 40, 47, 54, 60, 68, 75, cruiserweight. Fucking 8 weight classes apart, bro. 8 weight classes apart. You telling me that this is a fight that we want to fucking see, bro? All y'all doing is enabling Jake Paul to continue doing this stupid shit that he be doing in boxing. The motherfucker started beating up on NBA players. Cool. He didn't have no boxing experience. But as he continued to, you know, gather his boxing experience together, he lost to a dude in fucking Tommy Fury who grew up in boxing but never took boxing serious. This nigga wants to be a reality star, fucking model, whatever the case is. He lost to Jake. He lost to Tommy Fury. Then he goes on and he's fighting fucking retired MMA fighters, washed up MMA fighters, Anderson Silva, fucking Tyron Woodley, Ben Askren. He's beating up on all these dudes, and nobody's saying nothing. They just giving him the pass. Then he goes and he makes not an exhibition. He goes ahead. And he fucking beats up and, puts an L on the record of a fucking all-time legend and Mike Tyson, bro. Y'all motherfuckers, these motherfuckers be so greedy. It just goes to show how corrupt the sport of boxing is. The fact that there was an actual commission, aka fucking Texas, sanctioned a fight between Jake Paul and Mike fucking Tyson, bro. When Mike Tyson ain't compete since the early 2000s, y'all gonna and he looked trash then, but somehow, some way, y'all stupid ass casual boxing fans who don't know how to think for themselves was under the impression that Mike Tyson was going to turn the clock back and beat up on Jake Paul. Like, stop it, bro. Y'all sanctioned it. Like, look at Mike Tyson on BoxRec right now. He has an additional L on his record, and he's literally ranked on BoxRec right now. Well, from the last time I saw, he actually had a ranking. What the fuck is that? Like what is that? Shout out to the boy Arrow in the chat. I like what he's saying so far. He says, just like how we could call our favorite teams to fire coaches, trade players, etc., we could hold boxers accountable without being a hater. That's an absolute fact. Smoochie, what up? That's an absolute fact. But nowadays, motherfuckers are so sensitive, and the last thing they want to do is hold themselves accountable for their actions. The last thing they want to do is hold themselves accountable for their actions. So to make shit easy for them, and avoid criticism that could possibly help them later down the line, they'll just call you a hater and go about their day. And then we got their dick riders in the background. Yeah, man, you're a hater, man. How could you say that about Gervonta? How could you say that about? Oh, you a hater? Get this nigga out of here. He a hater. Shut up, nigga. White person, shut up, nigga. Like, god damn. But anyways. This ain't even the part that I really wanted to get into. I just wanted to pause that real quick. Let's go on and continue hearing what Jake Paul has to say.
Romantic favorite, and this is on the heels of the Canelo thing. Are you like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, though, because I never really thought Tank was that good. It would just take the right fighter to pick him apart, to be honest. Someone who had high activity and wasn't afraid of his power. So I always saw so many holes in his game. So to me, it wasn't that surprising that someone finally gave him some good work.
If you do fight, what weight would it be at?
195.
Oh, wow. So he would go all the way from 40 to 95?
Yeah, I mean, it would be an exhibition.
Okay.
Duh, because there's no fucking way that Gervonta Davis, who literally looks like he's every bit of 5'4", is he's not gonna make 195. And if the motherfucker do weigh 195 pounds, he's gonna be in that bitch looking like how Prince Nassim Hamed looks right now. Have y'all seen a picture of Prince Nassim Hamed lately? Do y'all know what he looks like right now? Have y'all seen Prince Nassim and how the way he's been looking lately? This is Prince Nassim Hamed right now. This is how the fuck he would look. This is how Tank would look trying to fight, trying to gain 100, get up to 195 pounds to face Jake Paul. This is exactly how he'll look. This is him right here. Look at him right there. You see how nice and round he is? See that? Very telling. That's exactly how Tank would look getting on that scale trying to rumble Jake Paul. Look at him, look at him. Look at this right here. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that under boob he got in that motherfucking collar shirt. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, big body with a little head. The Tank got big ass head too. So his head gonna sink right into his little. He gonna look like Benzino trying to fight at 195 pounds. You feel me? So obviously, shit. It would have to be an exhibition because there's so much of a gap in weight classes that they will have no choice, but they can't sanction it. It's impossible. You feel what I'm saying? If a motherfucker's fighting at 135 and another motherfucker's going to be weighing 195, that's literally a 60-pound difference. This ain't the pride days where 120-pound nigga face a 250-pound dude and just had them fight. No, there's actually rules in place, and there's no way that no matter how much money you put up, they're not going to allow a fucking lightweight to face a cruiserweight. It's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? This ain't no video game. This ain't Knockout Kings 2003 where you could just randomly match people, have Butterbean fight Floyd Mayweather. Like this shit, like it don't work like that. You feel me? So this is what Gervonta Davis wants to do, y'all. We over here asking for it, and this goes for Gervonta Davis fans too. Y'all sit here and ask me if I'm lying. Y'all tell me, y'all gonna sit here with a straight face and tell me that y'all support this shit. What Gervonta Davis fan? For anybody in the chat that fuck with Tank, y'all obviously I got favorite fighters, and I got a list of motherfuckers I want to see them fight. Right? As boxer fans, we want to see them fight other good guys, or at least prove that they're the best guys by facing the best competition. Right? So who that's a Gervonta Davis fan has Jake Paul on their list of opponents? With all of the talent that's in or around Gervonta Davis's division, who the fuck has Jake Paul on their to-do list or to-fight list, whatever the fuck you want to call it? This is what Gervonta Davis wants to do, y'all. This man is literally spitting in y'all face, bro. He literally spitting in y'all face and telling y'all, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. Y'all just going to keep giving, y'all going to keep supporting me. We literally got guys like Leonard Ellerbe, fat nose ass. See, I know the numbers. I really know the numbers. See, Tank's the best in the world. I know the numbers. This big nose motherfucker with a motherfucking with a toupee beard coming out here telling us, oh well, if you don't like the fight, don't watch it. What y'all dumb motherfuckers do? Y'all eat out their hands every chance y'all get, and all y'all doing is just making them feel like no matter what they do, you gonna support them. So y'all done gas Gervonta Davis up to the point where this motherfucker is okay with fighting an exhibition against Jake Paul when we still got guys like Teofimo Lopez in around his division. I don't want to support the racists. We talked about that yesterday, but y'all tell me. Y'all tell me, would y'all rather see him fight Teofimo or Jake Paul? Come on, dog. Like Teo, we got Haney still. And nobody can say that Haney too big now because he about to fight a motherfucking Tank looking to fight a cruiserweight after the Lamont fight. So there's no more excuse that, oh, Tank's really a 130, man. These guys, these guys, they're too big for Tank, man. Tank walk around at his fight weight. Bro, that excuse is completely out the fucking door now. That excuse is completely out the door now. I don't ever want to hear that. If this motherfucker is okay with doing exhibitions against cruiserweights, then why the fuck he can't fight a 140 or 47 when he's fought at 40 before? And I brought that point up before. I said, yo, he fought Barrios at 40. Barrios was a big ass 40. You want to know how I know he a big ass 40? Because he's a big 47 right now. Why he can't fight Devin Haney at 140? Oh man, man, Devin Haney done grew out lightweight, man. Man, Tank's a lightweight, man. He's really a 130 fighting that lightweight, man. Y'all asking too much for Tank. Y'all asking too much out of Tank, but this nigga will go ahead and fight this big ass white boy at cruiserweight, who fought at heavyweight in his last fight against Mike Tyson. He was every bit of 220, but y'all okay with doing that? Y'all can miss me with the hypocrisy, dog. Y'all can really miss me with the hypocrisy, dog. Like I don't ever want to hear these motherfuckers is too big for Tank again. Seriously. Marky Dan, I'm gonna send you that link right now, brother.
Okay, and so what does that mean? Is that 3-minute rounds?
Yeah, 10 3-minute rounds.
And when you
10 3-minute rounds, so he's saying that it's gonna be an exhibition, but it's literally gonna be under pro boxing rules. Pro boxing rules. 10 rounds, 3 minutes. So it's literally like a pro fight, but without a belt. Because if it was for a belt, then it'd be 12 rounds. So this is like a fucking, like a contender level fight. 30 minutes worth of boxing. So is it really an exhibition? Because most of the exhibitions I see be 3 rounds, 3 minutes, or 4 rounds, 3 minutes. You feel what I mean? So this is like basically like when Logan Paul fought Floyd, except Floyd was fucking retired, so he had every right to do an exhibition. This dude, Gervonta Davis, is an active fighter right now who holds the WBA lightweight title of the world right now. Right now, he holds that world title. So it's not like he no washed up has been. No, he's one of the top fighters in boxing right now. And he's about to fight a cruiserweight when he could be fighting guys in and around his division to help the sport move forward and show everybody what the sport is really about. He's gonna rematch Lamont Roach. But let's say he beats Lamont Roach, right, in the rematch. All these dudes that you can make great fights with, but Jake Paul is the most worthy one. That motherfucker Tank is a mercenary, dog. He is a bitch. Like, I don't know how y'all support this nigga. He is a bona fide bitch, and he show y'all every time. Paulie Malignaggi done said that Tank a bitch. He's a bitch. I'm trying to tell you, like, he done told y'all in multiple interviews, man, I really fear losing, man. You know, just being embarrassed in front of the world. It's just something about it, man. It just really, I'm paraphrasing, of course, but he pretty much said, man, I'll be so embarrassed. Like, my biggest fear is losing. But he's showing you. Dangerous desire bullies. You think Jake Paul lying like a motherfucker? So how about when Tank got up on that stage? Tank got up on that stage and said, yeah, I was going to fight that dude. He didn't want to say dude name, but he was in the locker room. He was here. Who happened to be there? Jake Paul. Why hasn't anybody on Tank's team disputed the fact that he was going to fight Jake Paul? Bullies, I think you giving Tank a little too much credit. You believe Tank going to gain weight and fight a dude like that for 10 rounds. But if it's an exhibition, he don't need to put on weight. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bullies. Now, if this was a sanctioned pro bout, if this was a sanctioned, like, professional fight, you know what I'm saying? Then, no, I wouldn't believe that he's going to they have denied it. Okay, show me. Show me where they denied it at. Did somebody show me where Tank's team denied it? Where has Tank denied it? Tank be on social media. They just talking about how he over here posting depressing quotes and shit. Tank did say they're going to be mad at this one. That's how much he give a fuck about his fans, that he say shit like that. Show me where Tank has denied that. Why is he not denying it right now? He over here posting depressing shit on Twitter right now. Why he can't say Jake Paul capping? Jake Paul has spoke about it on multiple occasions. He talked about it at the Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor press conference. He talking about it now on Ariel Helwani's show. Why is nothing being said about it? Only nigga on Tank's team that denied it was KO. Who the fuck is KO? No disrespect. Who the fuck is KO? I don't know who that is. Is that his manager? Is that his, who is that? Bro, you gotta let it happen first. Nigga, I don't want it to happen first. Why would I want that to happen? Bullies, why would I want that to happen? You gotta let it happen first. Why would I want Tank and Jake Paul to happen? Man, that nigga's not a part of Tank team. He's a groupie. The fuck, Tank probably won't even know that nigga. Tank will probably walk past him if he seen him. KO is not Tank's team. Who said that? That's 22 said. Only nigga on Tank's team that denied it was KO. Yo, who the KO not a part of no Tank team? Motherfucker don't hold no pads. He don't even hold a spit bucket for that nigga. What are we talking about? Y'all niggas funny as shit. Dust, you a funny motherfucker for that. I had to really think about that. Like, who KO? That's the nigga I fried in that debate about Shakur. Yeah, I remember him. Fuck my head up with that one. I was like, who the fuck is KO? This nigga that got that long ass chin that just be sitting there like, Tank the best, bro. Nigga talk like Bubba Gump and shit. Nigga swear he know boxing, don't know shit. Fuck is we talking about? Sit here with that long ass lip. Droopy ass lip trying to tell me about boxing. Motherfucker don't even know how to step into a jab. Fuck is we talking about? Niggas sit around it. Bubblegum shrimp ass nigga. Shrimp stew, shrimp burger, shrimp kebab, shrimp. Old shrimp. Fuck out of here. Tell that nigga pick his bottom lip up before he start talking boxing. That nigga know boxing. Tell that nigga come show me something at Pivot Boxing Academy. Fuck you talking about? But anyways, yeah, I think bullies. I think you giving Tank too much leeway, brother. I don't want that fight to happen overall. So I will be rooting for Lamont. I need to get me a Lamont Rose t-shirt. You know what I mean? A hoodie, something. I got a Tank t-shirt. I ain't wearing that motherfucker, man. I don't even know why I bought it, man. It looked cool, bro. So I was like, you know what, bro? I'll put a fly ass little outfit together. You know what I mean? With the motherfucking with the jewelry and shit like that. Man, I can't do it. He got a pelican lower jaw. Yeah, that motherfucker could fit like a quart of milk inside that nigga underneath it, you know, inside his mouth. He could sit a quart of milk right inside his shit. He just be chilling. Shrimp stew, shrimp burger, shrimp salad. You could boil it, broil it. Bubba Gump chin ass KO. Can't tell me nothing about boxing. Motherfucker just sit on his computer and just be trying to debate niggas all the time. Nigga, debate this motherfucking left hook, dickhead. Fuck you talking about? Hate these groupie ass niggas that just be dick riding up. Nigga be having his whole wife in the chat, swallowing another man. I wonder how she feel about that. Ho ass. Y'all can send this over to him too, because he be in my comment section. I don't be worried about the nigga. He be worried about me though. Nigga said only nigga on Take Team is KO. Nigga named KO ain't never knocked shit out. Nigga ain't never knocked shit out in his life. Talk about my name KO. KO 86. So what you born in 86, nigga? Because you ain't KO 86 niggas. What's 86, nigga? So if your name KO 86 or whatever the fuck your name is, you born in 86, nigga, you like what, 96, 06, 2016? Nigga, you about to be 40. Go get that forklift certification, nigga. They paying a lot. Boxing ain't your realm, brother. Let me go ahead and light a candle for Miss KO, man. I know she be sitting there sick. Watching her nigga swallow another nigga. Woo-sa. Woo-sa, nigga. Miss KO. Nigga ain't never touched a chin in his life except his own. Fuck wrong with him? Age of 86 said, I'm not born at 86. I hope not. It's like, I got OGs that be on here too. Let me start fucking with y'all. Shout out to my niggas that's 40 plus out here. Y'all value still, you know what I mean, up there, brothers. As we get older, we age like wine. You feel me? Yo, Lorenzo, wild. I ain't gonna say all that. Those fighting words. I ain't gonna disrespect the woman. God damn. I ain't gonna disrespect the woman. I'm gonna disrespect the man, though. That's one thing about me. I don't like to get into it with women. If I ever get into it with a woman, I'll just be like, yo, just bring your man over here. See that? Smoke, nigga. Smoke, nigga. Thoughts on Southpaw TV. He eat dick the long way. And his wife built like Rikishi. Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ. That's funny. That's funny as shit. So we let me actually hear what else Jake Paul guys say, bro. We just be on here chopping. While me and Southpaw beefing, we ain't got no beef, cuz. I try to rumble the nigga because he was talking crazy about me. He didn't want to fight me. That's how I knew he wasn't going to fight Greg Hackett, because I offered him $20K and he didn't want to rumble. So I knew he was a bitch. You know what I mean? He just want to talk shit about niggas. That's all he want to do. He want to talk shit and hide in his little crib. Feel me? He be yelling under his blanket in his closet so his family can't hear him. You know what I mean? Like, he a 40-year-old nigga that, you know what I mean, that spread gossip. Like, he a hoe. No, never want to talk boxing. Yo, that nigga used to literally, bro, on my son life, he used to literally, like, prep us before we used to do interviews with him. You guys, Claymore Rain, this shit. It was me and Clay. We was hopping on the panel to talk boxing. And he literally begged us. And I'm saying begged. I ain't using my words loose. He literally begged us to not disagree with him on the live because if we disagree with him, then he will get frustrated. And I'm like, bro, if you say something I don't agree with, you just want me to rock with you, be like, yeah, dog, you right. Like, how can you live like that? J Cash, what up? The nigga, Jibo, you heard me correct, brother. He talking about what? Bro, he literally begged us to not disagree with him when he was making points. Like, he just wanted us to be on the same type of time as him. And ever since then, I ain't been on there again. He's weird, bro. Like, if I got, hold on, let me send the link to Marky Dan real quick. This for Marky Dan. So I don't need nobody on here talking crazy. It's Slime, too, because I wasn't able to get Slime on the live yesterday. Y'all got to go on Clay channel and ask him how that shit went. He literally did not want us to disagree with him because he knew that he was spreading bullshit. But he didn't want us to actually, like, you know, be factual and correct him because, you know, that'll get him upset. And I was like, what? I said, all right, let's see what you're talking about, Southpaw. He's like, okay, all right. And, like, literally was just talking bullshit the whole time. So I just shake my head and laugh at him. Then he'll ask me my opinion, and I'll tell him exactly what I'm thinking. And everybody in the chat like, that dude Mark know what he talking about, man. That was well said, man. He hated that, bro. He literally used to Apple pay me bread to come up with talking points because he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. When my son, that's also on my son life. He'd be like, yo, what you think about this topic? I don't really know what to think about it. I'll tell him. He'll do the video do like 10, 15K, and he'll send me bread like, yo, thank you, bro. Like, I was stuck on the video. I didn't know what to say. Like, that's the real Southpaw. He don't be knowing what he talking about. But he be telling y'all niggas, he put on the front like he know boxing. The nigga don't know boxing. He literally told me that he will train, like he'll link up with like clients that he would train, and then he'll beat them up for content on YouTube. You know how many times I've been doing that? You know how many times I could have did that, bro? Like, took a guy who never boxed before and I was training him, and then I could spar him and beat his ass. Bro, that's cornball shit. Southpaw trash, to keep it real. He can't box. Niggas be gassing him like he could box. He's terrible. Hooks be wide as shit, no jab, load up on everything. Nigga, I would knock Southpaw out cold. Cold. The fuck is we talking about? What is we even talking about? If you a regular nigga, you not beating me in no boxing match. Like, if a nigga beat me on some boxing shit, that's because that nigga is nice. Like, he can really rumble. Like, ain't no regular nigga like Southpaw beating me in no boxing ring. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't party. I get in shape like this. I'm fast. I'm bigger than what the fuck y'all think I am. I'm stronger than what y'all think I am. I punch hard. I got fast feet and I got fast hands. And I got dog in me if the shit really need to go there. I'll use my smarts, but if I got to bring the dog out, I'll bring the dog out. But I can show y'all niggas better than I can tell y'all. All Southpaw got to do. That offer not even on the table no more. Fuck that nigga. 20 bands? I'm sure there's niggas on the chat right now that will rumble me for 20 bands. He won't, though, because he a bitch. I'm sure there's niggas who never boxed before that's in the chat that will rumble me for 20 bands. Shit. I'll rumble a nigga for 20 bands. Tripping. Southpaw would have offered me that. I would have flew straight to Chicago. That's what I'm saying. Who wouldn't? Fuck, 20 bands. I mean, that 20 bands could be very useful. Fuck. But anyways, let's get into some open boxing topics, man. What we talking about? Because there's been a few things that's been going on, and I'm sure that y'all want to discuss. So let's talk about it. You feel me? Agent 86 said, looking at old video clips, and this nigga Southpaw be tripping. Yeah, he a weirdo, bro. He got a lot of you could tell that he experienced a lot of trauma growing up. He knew that if you would have slept him, that he couldn't have that tough persona he tried to portray. Yeah, he not trying to rumble nobody. Southpaw not this crash out like y'all think he is. The nigga just be yapping for real. He talk that good shit. You know what I'm saying? He just be yapping. That's all he want to do, though. That's his defense mechanism. It's his mouth. It ain't his hands. And if he do punch you, it's because he know that you ain't got nothing to keep him off you. You feel me? He will not do that to a nigga who grew up punching on shit. That really know how to put that shit together. Niggas know what it is. Any nigga that done grew up with me, they knew what type of time I was on. That's why niggas always brought up guns whenever I talked about putting hands on them. They used to see what I used to do. And I wasn't no tough nigga neither. I just wasn't no bitch. I'm like, oh, nigga, you think I'll fight you, nigga? You think I'm scared of you because you box, nigga? All right. I got guns too. What you talking about? Allegedly. So now what we talking about? Did y'all see that video of Manny Pacquiao saying that he donated billions to help people out in the Philippines and shit like that? Pretty much confirming that, you know, that may be the reason why he coming back to boxing because of how much he done gave away. Bully says, you think Devin as good as Mayweather at 26? Mayweather had Judah and Corrales on his resume. Yeah, I was seeing that. And listen, Team Slime TV, what up? Yasser Ali, what up? Nigga said he'd knock out Devin and Shakur. Nigga, they would catch a case. They would leave with handcuffs if they was to put hands on him, man. That motherfucker cannot rumble. To answer your question, you think Devin is as good as Mayweather at 26? No, I don't. Devin Haney does have some good accolades. You know, he's beat some quality guys. But if we talking about, like, it depends on what we talking about, like skill set. We talking about like skill set. We talking about accolades. Like Floyd Mayweather was absolutely phenomenal. I think he was more skilled than Devin Haney. I thought he was more versatile. Thought he had better punching power. I thought he was better at making adjustments. I thought he took a shot better than Devin Haney. Like, those are things that I personally believe. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that, I just think that Floyd was just a different type of fighter. I think he was a more special type of fighter. Devin Haney is a talented fighter, but I don't think he's on the, I think he would have been. Devin Haney's talented. He's just not like that special fighter that Floyd Mayweather is. Just my personal opinion. Now, anybody else could disagree, or, there's people that believe Floyd Mayweather wasn't all that good. I guess it just depends on who you're talking about. But Floyd was levels above basically all these guys. Like, Shakur got phenomenal defense and stuff like that, but Floyd had defense as well. He got hit more early on in his career, but that's because he took more chances. He took more risk than a Shakur Stevenson. But his defense was very sharp. His offense was better than Shakur's. He was faster than Shakur, in my opinion. Reflexes was phenomenal. Shakur got good reflexes too. I mean, listen, man. I don't think any of these dudes fucking with Floyd at all. Like, when I look at guys who like special in boxing. I look at, and it's just me being biased, and maybe because I've seen it with my own eyes. I think Jaron Ennis is the most. I think he's the most gifted fighter in boxing right now. I don't think Devin. I don't think Shakur. I don't think any of them dudes possess the abilities that Jaron Ennis has all in one. They got great abilities, but I think that Jaron Ennis has better abilities than all them guys. He's not as accomplished as those guys, but I do think that he's more gifted. I think he has more abilities. I think he got more tools than these guys. Khan was fast, but I thought his offense was pretty predictable. And he didn't have the best chin, obviously. We all know that. He had more holes in his game than a Shakur and a Devin Haney, in my opinion. Like if you exchange it with Devin and you exchange it with Amir Khan, who most likely, if you get hit with a flush shot, is gonna go down? Corey's the closest to Floyd, though, in my opinion. Yeah, but I only see that from like a defensive aspect. I don't think that he was as gifted as Floyd offensively. You know what I mean? I don't think he was a better combination puncher than Floyd. I don't think he was as explosive as Floyd was. We talk about Pretty Boy Floyd, of course. I don't think he punched in combinations as fluidly as Floyd. I don't think he was as quick as Floyd neither. Like Floyd was just, I'm trying to tell you, Floyd was different. I'm telling you, Floyd was different. Shakur reflex is probably top 3 of all time. That's tough to say because we have great defensive specialists in the past, like Wilfred Benitez. They used to call him the radar because of how he'll sit in the pocket and make you miss. We got, Willie Pep was great defensively. Floyd Mayweather was great defensively. Pernell Whitaker was, I think we got to let Shakur Stevenson career play out a little bit more, actually see his defense put to the test against other elite level guys. I think that's tough to say. Reform says hopefully Brian Norman loses. James Toney was great defensively as well. But, James Toney, he had a different type of Philly shell from Floyd. He had a different type of shoulder roll. Floyd's shoulder roll was to protect him, defensively. And I feel like James Toney's shoulder roll, he was a bit more offensive with it. So he took more chances. And when you really look through James Toney's career, even though he was sharp defensively, he did get hit with a lot of big blows too. I was watching the Samuel Peter fight, and I was like, God damn, he was getting his shit wobble every time. And he had a chin, bro. James Toney had a chin, but the shots that he would get hit with and how he would spar every day, that shit piled up. So listen, Bill Haney's gonna promote. Y'all know that. Y'all understand that Bill Haney's a promoter, right? So he's doing, and a lot of, let's just keep it a buck. A lot of people didn't have supportive dads growing up, so they got a problem with Bill Haney. I don't. You feel what I'm saying? I really don't personally have a problem with Bill Haney. He's a promoter. He's the promoter behind DHP. Is named after Devin Haney, but it's safe to say that Bill Haney runs it. He is the one that runs DHP. He is the promoter. That's why he was walking around, impersonating, paying homage to Don King and shit. He's a fucking promoter. So if he's going to be out here, and bigging up his son and promoting his son, he's doing his job. So I don't understand what the problem is. If he says that, Devin Haney is the most accomplished at 26 and all these other guys, and he names reasons why, that's his opinion. You feel me? That's his opinion. I could disagree with that opinion. You feel me? Like, I don't think that. I think he's saying more accomplished. I don't think he's saying more skilled. I think he's saying more accomplished. And, he put a whole chart together. If that's what he wants to present to the world, then it is what it is. You could be more accomplished than them guys, but, in terms of accolades. But me personally, as a boxing fan, what I look at is, as well as accolades, I like to look at resumes. And Bully's just brought up a great point. It said Sugar Ray at 26 had Benitez, Hearns, and Duran on his resume. I don't think that should be in touch for real, for real. You can't name nobody on Devin Haney's resume that adds up to the youngest world champion in boxing history and Wilfred Benitez. Yeah, you know, Tommy Hearns, who's a multi-division world champion, and Roberto Duran, who's looked at as one of the greatest ever. I don't think you touching that, bro. I honestly don't think you touching that. I don't think anybody touching that at 26, bro. Them 3 fighters right there, that's phenomenal. And by 30, he had Marvin Hagler on his resume. So why reform say cap? What you disagree with, brother? Terrence Smith says, motherfucker's stupid. Bill's supposed to defend his son. The unwarranted criticism and disrespect Dev get is beyond diabolical. He's doing his job by letting Dev focus and not focus on the media. Yeah, because I think that's where a lot of fighters get caught up. They worry about too much about, you know, the critics on social media. And I think Devin Haney fell victim to that in that Devin Haney and that Ryan Garcia fight. I think he was listening to the media. I think he was caring too much about what they was talking about, so he wanted to prove something. And I think that, you know, Ryan Garcia playing with that man religion and shit like that got him out, you know, his focus as well. But regardless, you know, hold on. Bill Haney's doing his job, y'all. Bill Haney is doing his job. Like, how? Look, they had the same problem with LeVar Ball. All that to see what LeVar Ball did for his kids was phenomenal. The way that he was able to take them with the money that, you know, he fortunately had, how the way he was able to put them in position to, you know, all be high-level athletes and make millions of dollars for themselves. That speaks volumes. But they hated LeVar Ball because he was an outspoken black man. They hated Don King because he was an outspoken black man. Just keep it 1,000, bro. He was an outspoken black man. They talking about how he stole money from fighters. Bro, we just seen Samson Lukowicz get caught up trying to steal money for Edwin De Los Santos. These promoters be trying to steal money from fighters all the time. Bob Arum done been investigated by the FBI for, you know, what was that shit called? Like, you know, like robbing motherfuckers and all types of shit. All types of shit. All these motherfuckers is crooks. But because Don King was an outspoken black man, y'all made it y'all business to take him out the game. Like Devin Haney's dad, Bill Haney. Y'all got a problem with him because he's an outspoken black man that put his son in a situation to create generational wealth and make his own path. Y'all had a problem with Deion Sanders. Y'all be talking shit to Deion Sanders. Match fixing, yeah. Yep, match fixing. Fixing fights. I heard that. This shit just goes on and on. If you a black guy and you listen, Floyd Schofield Sr., he's a fucking weirdo. I don't like him. But you gotta, you know, and I see the criticism that he get, but one thing I'm not gonna do is take away from him being a father. I'm not. Them niggas was saying that they was homeless. Floyd Schofield, you know, Kid Austin's mother left him. You feel me? He grew up without a mother. They was homeless, and they was able to, you know, how the way they went about things, put themselves in a position where they can make millions of dollars. I'm hearing that they just signed a 5-year deal with Golden Boy for $5 million. Now, I think that's kind of, you know what I'm saying? I think that's a shitty deal. But that's to get a $5 million deal when you were homeless a few years back. That's a story right there. All right, we got 40 viewers in the building. Yeah, let's go ahead and hit the like button. I don't even be paying attention. I'll just be talking. You hear me? Shout out to the boy G-Bo. Rouse said Dev did that earlier in his career too. They criticized him in the Gamboa fight, so he tried to prove them wrong by training with Linares. He got clipped and still got criticized. Yeah. That's what would be so funny about this shit. Like, motherfuckers will switch up. They hate be so crazy that, like, either way that Devin Haney approaches, they gonna have a problem with him. Like, let's say he stopped Jose Ramirez, right? Let's say he smoked him. And I'm like, oh, Jose Ramirez was on decline. And, you know, he didn't look good. You know, he lost to Arnold Barbosa. He hasn't looked the same since Josh Taylor. That he boxes Jose Ramirez, he don't get touched and dominates. And they criticizing him for not making the fight competitive. It's not Devin Haney's fault that the fight wasn't competitive. That's Jose Ramirez's fault. He the one that should have been receiving, you know, most of the criticism. I'm not saying that Devin Haney shouldn't have received criticism. I think that Devin could have did more with with the opportunities that was in front of him. There was plenty of opportunities that he had that he did not take. That was the only issue I had. But besides that, that was a clean performance. You did what you were supposed to do. You hit the motherfucker and you didn't get hit. You made it home to your family healthy. It is what it is. And motherfuckers don't like that style, then that's their choice to, not watch anymore. One thing I'm not going to shit on is a nigga finding a way to win. That's what I'm not going to do. It's ultimately up to the opponent to neutralize that style and make him fight another fight. That's the name of the game. Didn't Floyd Mayweather say true champions can adapt to anything? Well, if a motherfucker is boxing and moving, you have to make the adjustments necessary to change the approach of the fight. So what's the problem? But and then he sit there and he got clipped by Linares. Oh, Devin Haney don't got a chin. Devin Haney went on to win the rest of the fight after God wobbled. He didn't get knocked down or anything. He sits there, he tries to, push, Ryan Garcia back and, try to be in the pocket with him. He got dropped multiple times. You know what they said? Oh, he should have boxed Ryan. Why the fuck would he step to Ryan? Why would he step to Ryan? Why would he step to Ryan? But if he would have boxed Ryan how the way he did Jose Ramirez, they're like, all he does is run, man. Why did he needs to fight next time, man. It's like either way, they're going to find an angle to shit on that man because the hatred is really real. The hatred is really real. It was crazy, and it's so sad, bro, because if we would have seen a motherfucker like Josh Kelly put on that type of performance, the UK would have praised him. They would say, oh, this is a master class of boxing. This is a master class. He swam without getting wet. He was absolutely phenomenal. This was a massive performance. This guy's an absolute superstar. They would have said all that shit. That would have been Josh Kelly. Yeah, G-Bo, I like that. One thing I'm not going to do is shit on a brother. One thing I'm not going to shit on is a brother finding a way to win. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to tell y'all this. On Saturday, when I was out in Jersey, my fighter, Deshaun Jones, is a 165 in the amateurs. He had trouble finding an opponent, so we fought at 178, right? The weight class above. And the dude that he was fighting was a big motherfucker, bro. He had to be at least like 6'3", 6'4", wingspan, look all crazy. I'm like, Deshaun, this ain't a dude that you really should be trading with. So let's box this motherfucker. I said, let's use our hand and foot speed. Let's bop, get the fuck up out of there. Step around him. When you get up against the ropes, you know what I mean? Turn out, hook your way out, whatever the case is, tie him up, reset to the center of the ring. That's exactly what we did. You think I sat there after the fight and was like, Deshaun, man, what you doing boxing, man? You went that whole fight without getting hit. What the fuck you doing, man? Man, you need to let your hands go. No. It was a fucking great display of boxing, and he won. Why? I did my job. I gave him the strategy. He followed through with the strategy. He won. He came home with the belt in the Bulls' hometown. Beautiful. Now let's go back to the lab, keep cooking up, get another fight, and get another fucking win. Deshaun has also been in situations where the guy that he was boxing was better than him, who had better skills than him. So I had to tell him, yo, you need to dog him. You need to make this a fight. And he went out there, made it a fucking fight, and went from losing the first 2 rounds to stopping the dude in the third. You have to make adjustments according to the opponent that's in front of you. That's what boxing is. Devin Haney felt like it was in his best interest to hit and not get hit against Jose Ramirez, who happens to be a strong puncher. And with that additional weight, he probably was a little bit stronger. Devin Haney just came off of a fight where he took a lot of punishment and a year layoff. You think he wants to get back in the mix and take some more damage before rematching Ryan Garcia? Why would he do that? That's dumb. That's not smart boxing. And if he would have got into a war with Jose Ramirez, y'all would have said how Devin Haney doesn't want to use his skills anymore. Man, Devin Haney could really box. Why didn't he box Jose Ramirez? That's exactly how it would have been. So fuck what everybody talking about. Just like how y'all say, what y'all was saying, like y'all can't change, like, because, you know, they reversed the decision after Ryan Garcia test positive, right? There was dickheads online saying how, oh, you can't change history, you can't change what happened. Okay, well, you could criticize Devin Haney's performance against Jose Ramirez. You can't change the history. You can't change what happened. And what happened was he fucking won convincingly. So how y'all like that? Y'all love taking angles until it don't benefit y'all. Linares is Devin's best performance. I ain't even going. I think Devin's best performance was Regis. I liked his performance against Regis Prograis. He did a little bit of everything. Terrence Smith says they don't want to talk about the discipline it took to stay composed for 12 rounds. It's not that they don't want to talk about it. It's because the thing is they can't talk about it because they've never done that before. If you never competed in boxing, you don't understand how hard it is to maintain a game plan throughout the course of a fight. Even if there's events during the fight where shit ain't going your way, it takes a special type of focus. It takes a special type of discipline to follow through with your game plan, even when, you know, it's getting a little dark out that motherfucker. You feel me? Like there's people who, you know, attempt to follow a game plan, they get hit with a shot, and then that game plan goes out the window and they just do what they used to do. Devin Haney didn't do that. You feel me? I see what he's saying with that, though. Before Devin got clipped, Devin was cooking Linares, didn't even show a good inside fighter. Yeah, that was a good performance. But, like, the fucking Regis joint was just pure domination. Just, like, embarrassing. Like, Regis, who was a two-time world champion, looked like he didn't even belong in there with Devin. Had Regis looking crazy, crossing his feet, like, balance all crazy. Like, it was bad, bro. It looked like looked like Devin was sparring like a kid who green, like just got in the gym. And Regis not cut like that. Regis could rumble. Regis could really rumble. So it's like, what the fuck? Devin made Regis touch the earth. Team Slime TV says, I think Devin was not only fighting the game plan given to him, he was also protecting the bag to get the fight that was truly his focus, the Ryan rematch. That's what I was just saying. Like, why would he, with all the punishment that he took against Ryan Garcia in the first fight, you know, on an unfair playing field, right? Why would he take, coming off of a year layoff, go into a fight to take more damage to rematch Ryan again later on in the year? That don't even make sense. It's best to, you know, get them rounds in, not get touched, and get that motherfucking victory. It was a genius game plan. Regardless of whether y'all found it entertaining or not, it was a genius game plan, and we need to be pointing the finger at Jose Ramirez because he was the one who allowed that shit to happen. Who allowed it to happen? It takes two to make a fight, right? So if Devin Haney's approaching something one way and Jose Ramirez ain't really changing anything to affect Devin Haney's game plan, why should Devin Haney change it? The only way Devin Haney would have changed his approach is if Ramirez would have made the adjustments necessary, like picking his fucking feet up, beating Devin Haney to the direction he was going and letting his fucking hands go. You know what I'm saying? Or trapping Haney against the ropes and just making it a dirty fight. But he didn't. He played it safe. Ramirez was playing it safe, bro. There was some shots that Devin Haney was throwing that looked fast, sharp. They looked strong, like it had some steam on it. And Ramirez probably didn't want to run into those shots because when he did that against Josh Taylor, he was falling all over the place, all ugly and shit. You probably didn't want to risk that again. Yeah, and they criticized his defense too. But now Devin has 2 performances where we're not even sure if he got hit with a single clean punch. Facts. I think I seen Devin Haney head get knocked back with like a jab from Ramirez. That's like the only thing I really recall. But besides that, that was a clean ass performance. But mind you, Nayu Inoue fought a dude in Cardenas who never fought in a 12-round fight in his entire career until he fought Nayu Inoue. Right? Got put on his ass by a left hook, fell all ugly and shit, took a long time to get up, shit like that. He didn't get right back on his feet. Inoue took his time getting up and was also getting a little bit of heat from Cardenas. You feel what I'm saying? All we hearing is that, oh, Inoue is a warrior. Oh, my God, he's the only one that had an exciting fight. I ain't hear nobody criticizing Inoue's defense. And this is like a top 3 pound-for-pound fighter in boxing right now. Nobody criticizes his defense. Mind you, if Devin Haney would have had that same type of performance, like if he would have had that type of fight where like he got hit with a left hook from Ramirez and went down, they would have talked about how Devin Haney's defense didn't improve, how he looked trash. Why is he getting dropped by a dude who never fought in a championship fight before? All this type shit. Yeah, Devin fought sharp. He could have definitely punished Ramirez. Because there was a lot of times where Devin Haney was moving his feet and Ramirez could not keep up and he was off balance. Devin Haney could have used that opportunity to bop, 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 bop. Like he could have been a lot more active and really made Ramirez pay. And that's another thing. Every time Devin Haney let his hands go, he was landing. That was the crazy part. I went back and watched it. I'm like, yo, this motherfucking accuracy he was on point. He didn't throw many punches, but when he did, them bitches counted. He was efficient. That's what was crazy, bro. But yeah, man. Let's get into one more. Let's get into one more topic before we get up out of here, man. Because it's 12 in the morning over here. I'm getting some new Wi-Fi in the crib, thank God. So I gotta have the cable people come over here. I gotta have them Xfinity people come in my crib. And I don't even like people in my crib to install the shit. Yeah. So I want to get a little bit of sleep before they come up in here. Do I think Manny broke? I definitely think that I'm not gonna say like he broke like homeless or anything like that, but I don't think he got the money I don't think he got nowhere near the money that he, acclimated throughout his career. Let's really talk about it. Like Manny Pacquiao has obviously went a good amount of time. Like if he really wanted to box, like if he truly wanted to continue boxing and stuff like that, he was truly in it to to stay active and because he really loved the sport, he wouldn't be taking no 4.5-year layoffs. I truly feel like Manny Pacquiao is boxing because he needs to, or because he doesn't get those type of paydays anywhere else. He understands that he's a legend. He understands he has a fan base. He understands that regardless of what time he comes back in the sport, there's going to be people with a bag of money wanting to be a part of his career or to have him fight on one of their events. Do I think Pacquiao is broke like how the average citizen is in America? No, but I do think that his expenses are a little tough on him right now, and he need a couple dollars to, get over the hump. That's what I think. That's what I personally believe. Like, I don't think his kid's starving. I don't think like his electric turning off in his crib or nothing like that. But that money fading, that money looking kind, that money looking kind of funny. That's me. Like it's getting there. You know what I'm saying? If you go 4.5 years without boxing, I don't think Pacquiao could necessarily say that he still enjoys boxing or he's coming back because he wants to. It's not a money thing. No, it's a money thing. And this happens with a lot of boxers today. Like I said, I done reached out to boxers to, like legends to do interviews and shit like that. and they asking for $100. They asking $100 for an autograph. I done been to Hall of Fame events where they saying $20 for an autograph and $40 for a picture. Like, but the only one that was there that, you know, had their finances together, you know, Felix Trinidad. Felix Trinidad done made over $85 million in his career, and he's still living swell. You know what I'm saying? And he was the only one that didn't charge for an autograph. And he had the most people in there. He didn't charge for a single autograph. If Tito would have charged $80, if he would have charged $20 for an autograph like everybody else did, bro, he'd have left that bitch with like 5 bands, bro. It was hundreds of people there. Bro, I'm trying to tell you, like, I'm not even exaggerating. With like pictures and autographs, if he would have charged, bro, he'd have left that bitch with like a half. Bro, he would have left with like 5 racks, bro. Like the line that was there, that shit literally was from one end of the building all the way out to the end of the building into the boardwalk, bro. We was in Atlantic City. The boardwalk curled into the fucking building, and the building was big as shit, bro. Like, it was huge. The whole fucking joint, bro. And I was like, yo, I'm going to be here for hours trying to get a Tito Trinidad autograph. Thank God the lady who was translating for Tito Trinidad in the building, I knew from the sport of boxing. And she brought me right to the front of the line. Got my autograph. I was home before the day got dark. Yeah, I remember Pacquiao. Pacquiao would jump up out his crib and he'll have a bunch of people lined up in front of his house, and he will have bank rolls, bank rolls, and he just giving them out recklessly, like here, 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 here. And by the time he give everybody bread, he don't got nothing left. So that's what I personally believe. I do think Manny Pacquiao is boxing because he needs to, not because he wants to. And, you know, yeah, bro, y'all could see that online. Y'all could see that online. He just had an interview with Ellie Suckback where Ellie was like, yo, how much money do you think you've given to charities? Millions? This nigga Pacquiao looked Ellie dead in his face and said billions. Billions. Now, I doubt it's billion US dollars, but probably in Filipino money, he probably on point. So, hey, man, look, Manny Pacquiao is a religious dude. Maybe, like, he doesn't mind being generous to the people and helping people out because, you know, he came from that. You know, he was like, you know, he grew up very, very impoverished, like in very impoverished circumstances. So maybe he see people going through that. He empathizes with them. He wants to help them out. You know what I'm saying? But like Lorenzo just said in the comments, kindness is a gift and a curse. It can help you, but it can also fuck you over. Anything that helps you can hurt you as well if you go about it the wrong way. And you know, this is the harsh reality. You know, and this is gonna happen with every era. Fighters that we look up to right now probably gonna be in a financially fucked up situation where they trying to come back into boxing. All these top fighters that we see right now, you think that all of them gonna ride off into the sunset with their finances intact and, you know, just have, you know, generational wealth? No, some niggas gonna fuck up, bro. Look at these guys from the past era. Look at Adrian Broner. He's struggling financially. Every time I see him, he had a bar with a white beard with his stomach out. Just fall victim to, you know, the nightlife. Like I said, there was legends that I seen in Atlantic City that made millions of fucking dollars, bro. So, and part of some of the biggest fights of their era. And they sitting here with dirty ass suits on, ketchup stains on their collar, asking for $20 for a picture. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. That's unfortunate, but that's just how the game goes sometimes. Some people make it, some people don't make it. And you can't save everybody. So that's my live for the day, man. I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love. If y'all could go ahead and hit the like button on the way out, that'd be very much appreciated. I will be going live directly through the YouTube app tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that one because I done ran out of hours for the month for StreamYard. You feel what I'm saying? So Shout out to everybody that came through and showed love. Shout out to the nation and the mob. If you appreciate the content and the boxing talk overall, y'all go ahead, subscribe to the channel. We on the road to 3K. We're about to hit that 2,900 mark any given moment now. So much love to everybody that's in the chat. Shout out to the nation and the mob. We up out of here, man. Peace.